go into the cap of the week.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No.
All right.
Oh, I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you saw it? You saw it? Hold on.
Yeah.
A gray top, and she had a duffel bag. The CV gave the description of a female black with long braids with the white
I think he went back to the store.
What classes did I steal from Mount
That
Clear?
girl tight.
What classes did I steal? Thank you.
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
For my safety. Thank you.
White eye sunglasses. It wasn't her. Do she have a fucking white t-shirt on? No. My soul. Leave my mother alone.
I don't have nothing though. This is crazy.
Oh, my damn father. You don't have nothing. I'm gonna kill some.
So, as y'all all know, New York is not a real place. New York is not a real place. It's just made up. And this is where kids act like adults, where things happen on the streets that are not supposed to go down, where somebody could steal and other people will defend them for stealing. New York is not a real place. So how do y'all feel about that?
I was confused.
So I think the little girl. I mean, I never want to like. Well, obviously, kids cursing shouldn't be cursing, whatever. But I think in this situation, it's a little bit different because I don't know how old she was, but her generation, based on how angry she was and she's yelling, you can tell that she's received some type of information about what's happened to other Black people when they have run-ins with the cops or you're being accused of something. So she may not necessarily know what's going on, but I feel like the little girl could have an idea that her aunt or her mama life could be in jeopardy because the cops is right here and they're detaining her or whatever. So I feel like that was really sad, in my opinion, that a little girl that age can kind of like recognize that type of situation. And she tried to do something about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, Jess. I'm sorry. You was next.
Go ahead. Go ahead, girl.
I was just gonna say I'm more worried about her safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something like we live in times where although she's a child, we've seen cops shoot in a car with a kid right in it next to the person. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know how or what can trigger being taught. I mean, it's crazy that we have to think about teaching kids at that age any level of emotional intelligence, to not lash out and to not act in that way, even if they felt like they were being provoked, they weren't being protected, they were being accusatory of things that they weren't done. So it's one of those slopes that I look at like, kids curse. I mean, they try to do it in the most respectful manner, if you will, when it's not around the big wigs. But for her to even feel like she had to come to that level of energy with adults behind with the situation, it's sad, but it also, definitely says we should, because I mean, what you gonna do? Thank her for standing up for you? Like, no, like next time, make sure that you. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just a little harder because she's so young, but she's not speaking like she's young, which means that you can definitely tell that she's lived, she's seen some things.
Yeah.
If she's gonna have that level of language pattern, then you need to also teach her about how to be safer in situations that she can't control. That was a place in the situation that she could not control the outcome, and if anything, she could have made the outcome worse for her and her aunt or her mom, whoever the case was. It's one of those things where I'm more worried about baby girl's safety than everything else. But that's my opinion.
So when I saw this clip earlier, it's a lot of thoughts went through my head. First of all, and yes, with the safety, right? But what I saw in that little girl was fear. Now, how that fear was projected it came out with all of that, because remember, they're coming from different environments. So if it's a environment that curse, she's going to curse as well, typically, especially that's how she, because I'm a preschool teacher. We get it. Trust me. 4 or 5-year-olds, they could rip it out and be like, and they look at you like, okay,
in proper
because
context.
if that's the household that they come from, best believe. And
Right.
if that's the kind of household they come from. But what I did see was fair, because if you watched the extended version, I actually watched the extended version where the mother was going into the car, and she's there like, kind of like, what do I do? I just want to give her a hug. This is her when the mother is already in the car. And then she says, can I just give her a hug? Can I just, or something like that. And they allowed her to like go up to her mother and rest her head on her. And her mom gave her a kiss. And then she started crying. Now, if you understand, after all that pent up emotion that came out of her, like, she probably heard that how many people, especially in the Black community, that is a running theme that they say, like, where the whole mantra of, F the popo and whatnot, where that kind of stuff come from, and seeing that that's being said in that community, that a lot of melanated folk lose their lives to, the popo, at the hands of the popo. So now when you think about that, and if that's what she's around, because I even say that, and I'm gonna tell you this, as a preschool teacher, at the graduations they have where the child be like, when I grow up, I want to be, there's staff that will be even in the schools and be like, nah, when the child say, oh, I want to be a police officer, there's some people like, nah, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. That's still like what we're milking into our children. So if there is like a negative connotation going to the, officers and stuff like that, and this child is seeing her mother be apprehended, imagine all the thoughts swirling in her head, and she cannot control it. She can't do anything about it. She feels helpless. This little child. So as much as I'm not for a small child using colorful language, I'm just like, okay, I do understand the situation. She was afraid. Right. I mean, and I'm gonna disclose, I had someone in my life who was a police officer, and every time he used to live in the pink houses in New York. If you know the pink houses in New York, listen, that place is for real. And when he joined the police academy, tell me why had to wear a shirt over his clothes, his uniform, and all that stuff heading in and out. That was stigmatized. You could not be just like blatant, like, okay, that's the force you're joining. So it's like a lot of play on both sides. Now, of course, with that person in my life, I can be like, yes, there are good ones out there, but just saying, as the community and what's being spread around, I understand the child's like feeling helpless.
Absolutely.
So what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts there?
Reading the title of it, it's like, in quotations, accidentally stole whatever. Unfortunately, there are some people in the world that they steal as a means to, get their money. So I think, just saying, it is very possible that she could have felt that bringing a child would have softened the blow of potentially getting caught if she stole. And that wasn't the case. And I feel like there are definitely people that do that when it comes to kind of having children in the midst of crimes, or even when it comes to solicitation. It's not to say that there may not necessarily be a need to steal or a need to solicit. Like, how many times can any of us say that we've seen like a woman and children outside on the corner, with the sign, help me and my kids, or whatever the case may be. And it's different when you see a man begging as opposed to seeing a woman, especially if she has her kids with her. You're probably going to be more apt to dig in your pocket and give her something. So I think the same can be said when it's like, okay, well, if I bring my niece, or if I bring my nephew, or if I bring my kid, and I'm just, trying to boost this, that, and the third, these things, that they might not catch it, or they may not be as harsh with the consequence. And unfortunately, in this situation, they still were going to detain her, as Jessica said, with the fact that she was in a cop car in the extended version. She got arrested.
Yes. She was in the, so that's if they even found anything for her to be in that, because if they didn't find anything, I will find that kind of suspicious. That's why
They
I like
said
to
her
wait when I
aunt
hear these
stole, though.
stories.
Right,
That's
it
what I
wasn't her
heard. So
mom,
then
it
why
was
is
her
she
aunt.
in the cop car? Because from in the extended, she ended up in the cop car.
Yeah, they
Right.
said
If
it was
she's in
All
the
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 little
aunt that
girl,
car,
she
stole,
said,
not her.
my
but the
mom
mother
ain't
was.
Are we
steal
clear
anything.
that the person that was in the video next to the little girl was the person that was accused of stealing, or
I'm gonna
is
play
that
it
a
again
different
so we can
person?
get more context again.
And
Hold on.
and absolutely, because when I was looking at it, not only that, they said it was a pair of glasses, right? And this is just to kind of play devil's advocate, because I know it's been times where I'll be talking or I'm doing something, I'll have something in my hand. Like, I would like to know, what would, if it was a pair of glasses, where were these glasses when she stole them? Were they in her person, like in her bag, where it would look like she blatantly was going to steal them or do something? Because I can be completely honest, it's been times where, if especially I have a 16-year-old son, if he, mom, oh well, can you do something? So I might be talking to him, doing something, and have something that, because you'll pick up something and look and see if you like it or whatever, and have it in your hand, and then you walk out. It's been times I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean to walk out with this, and now I look crazy, or either I'm walking back in and be like, oh, I walked out with these by accident, let me pay for them, or I didn't even want them here, or be like, you know what I'm saying? So I know that it can happen. I know it has happened. That's why I'm one of those, like, before, especially when it comes to, I'm a little soft on my women that look like me. So before I go assuming that, I mean, because times are hard. I mean, I just don't see someone just boosting sunglasses unless they
If
like
they're luxury
100.
sunglasses, yeah.
But
I
but
know.
here's the thing: if you
if
have,
they're
most of the times, if you get luxury sunglasses, it's behind a case somewhere. Normally, they'll, unless you slid them and they were busy with other people and you slid or walked out. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's some magnificent bustiers out here that can, slide and jive on some stuff. But at the same time, I'm just like, okay, if that was the case, I would think that just a pair of sunglasses, unless these sunglasses is like some $300-$400 sunglasses, it just doesn't make sense.
Yo, I gotta back that for real because I was at TJ Maxx. It's been some months ago, and I always wear crossbody, so I'm used to something being across me. So whatever purse I got is a crossbody. I was looking for purses, and I found one, but I had a whole bunch of stuff in my hand, so I had it on as a crossbody. Y'all, I paid for my stuff, walked out the store, and halfway to my car, I was like, "Yo, I still got this purse on me." Yo, I ran back in there. I know they were looking at me like, "What is this lady doing?" I was like, I didn't mean to take this, but I had it across me with my regular purse. I didn't even notice. So I didn't pay for this. Please take this back. Like, that was crazy. So yeah, no, I do got it back. And
And
I
a
don't know
lot of
if the
people
lady
won't
was.
even do that.
Oh yeah, no, I
And
was
some
like,
people will
nah, bro,
just
I
be
gotta
like,
take this
okay,
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
they
I'm
be like,
out.
oh,
So here's
right.
the thing, right? For me, I can't. Sorry, kid, but I can't be sensitive on ladies at all that look like y'all. Can't, because they steal. They steal. Black women, and black women are not any different than the majority of other people walking this planet. So knowing that, the fact that the little girl was saying it wasn't her, it was my aunt. The whole title was the aunt that took it. So whether it was the mom or not, it's somebody that was with them that took it, right? So designer glasses, cheap, whatever. Most of these women are stealing fake wigs from stores. It happens every day. Most of these stores get shut down because our people, black men and black women alike, are running in there, taking stuff, running out. So you got places like they're starting to call certain parts of America food deserts. They're calling them because Walmart's straight leaving.
Walmart
They're like, yo, we
down
can't.
in DC.
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm saying. They're like, we can't even run business here anymore because these Negroes keep running up in here, stealing everything.
Yeah.
And it's black men and black women alike. We are no better than each other. And to say that homegirl Dion was 100% right when she said these women be bringing their children with them. I'll see video after video after video after video where women are in these stores with their kids, stuffing stuff in their kids' pants, stuffing stuff in their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to question the kids? But no, they're forgetting there's cameras everywhere.
In the baby bag.
Everything, right. And everything is making the internet. So I'm not putting nothing past these sisters nowadays on how they move and how they act in the wild. Because they out there.
But
she ended up in the car.
But that's why we ended up in the car. Playing the devil's side of it, right? Because I absolutely agree. Them hands be sticky. You know, whether it's something that they need, something that they want, whatever the case in between, them hands be like Spider-Man. Everything's sticking to them. So I get it, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, before that's the assumption that I make, I want to see before I go saying that she's some thief that purposely stole some glasses. Now, if that's the case, then you get what you get, because why was you in these people's space with this child of anything? But like you said, it's always, I mean, I know people that they'll, again, have a baby bag. You know, I've even seen cases where people have like the little mini stroller with no baby, and I have the baby bag and like have the stroller like covered, because of course, you know, people are thinking it's a sleeping baby in there, and so they'll have it covered and like have the baby back and the whole 9 yards. So I definitely get it, but I was just like, before I say that that's the case, just because case in point, like D-May said, it happened to her, it's happened to me before, and I've literally been like, well, holy shit, I didn't mean to do this, you know. Just want to see what that energy was. That's all.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I was just saying, like, I don't want to accuse somebody of something unless it's solid proof. You know, if they're, especially when you're running a business, like, you know, you want to do your due diligence before you just go pursuing to arrest somebody. You know, especially if the child is saying it wasn't my mom, it wasn't my mom. So now you're putting their parent in the back of the car. Are you taking the child down to the police station too, or are you just leaving her there to go figure out how to get home?
They did say that. In the extended version, they said that they'll be taking.
They'll take the kid to the police station.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw the extended
services involved.
Did they find something on the mom?
I don't know if
sunglasses?
Did
they
she
find
was
the sunglasses?
in the car.
Yeah,
and
all I saw.
Usually when it gets that far, because if it was something like, think about it, right? If it was something like I didn't steal it, something like D-May or Kit said, Kit's Wi-Fi again, y'all. We apologize. But if it's something like you know, like D-May or Kit said, where okay, it was an accident, you guys walked out with something. For the most part, most people will walk back in, right? Or if they even walked out with it, and let's just say something happened, they'll be like, here you go, my bad. It wouldn't have turned into a child having to yell and trying to defend somebody. So some things, you know, this is you guilty for it. So whether you or somebody you was with that kind of ran away and got away with it, you all are accomplices with this crime. And you're all going to get treated the same. That's how it works. That's the law. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Yes, you don't want to put guilty on somebody, but some things are blatant as day. These
you're just saying guilty by association at this point.
That's what happens. So until we can sort this out, right? Everybody got to go to the precinct until it's all sorted out. That's how it works, right? We don't know. I'm not going to assume that, you know, I'm just gonna be like, yo, Lady Fresh, let's make it happen soon. Let's make it happen soon. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing that I wanted to kind of lay out with that.
And I do want to say another thing too. It's not just the Black community where stores are getting shut down for theft. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe, matter of fact, here in a more rural area, Walmart is getting shut down, which is heavily populated with a different race, and it's due to theft that they're being shut down.
I mean,
So
it's not only the melanated that takes,
it's
but
not,
I mean, it's still quite a bit of our neighborhoods though that this is happening, and we gotta kind of sometimes acknowledge that as well. Like, even I'm not against even like those protests and stuff like that, but I don't understand, like, even why does half of our protests or a good number of our protests end with looting and stuff like that? Like, why does it have to go that far?
Yeah,
How
but
does that help? Because you'll see people crying
you also will
after.
see that not everybody is melanated that's looting. In a lot of cases, not everybody that's looting is melanated. So, I just wanted to point that out, that, I know I'm not saying that we as a people shouldn't do better. We all can do better. But, I think that we put a lot of focus on our people doing wrong when it's everybody in the world that does wrong.
I think that just comes because we pay attention to us.
Yeah.
So because we only see us and that's like what we pay attention to, it feels like the majority of the things that are happening versus, the others that are partaking in same said activities.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And of course, go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, it's like, and when you think about like the news and stuff, most of the time they do report like melanated people, like to kind of make it seem as if we are the only group committing these crimes, to kind of like twist it. Every time you turn on the TV, it's like another black man has done this or done that. And I think they really kind of zoom the camera in a lot more than necessary. And we kind of look at us as the bottom of the barrel, like, because we're the ones holding up all of this violence, when really, it's a mixture in that type of structure.
I mean, we wasn't at the White House. We did not storm the White House.
We did not. No, ma'am. I got a whole video on it. Oh my
And
God.
the one black dude that we did see there, he was like, he thought it was a pep rally or something. He was like, he just got
so all those people that were involved didn't even get prosecuted. How about that?
Right.
Yeah.
And
but then that's the thing too. Like,
that's
things
a whole
that
nother can of worms.
Sometimes we have to understand we get like a harsher hammer thrown at us. Like, let's think about that. So sometimes I feel like as a community we have to kind of be more careful, be more proactive, because we get it harder.
And I want to add to that too real quick. I think we also in a sense kind of egg that on as well, because we all like to be entertained, and I think sometimes we kind of look at each other for entertainment, when really I feel like there could be something bigger that's going on behind the picture. Like, not to bring it up, but to also bring it up. The whole like Diddy thing, like, granted, I don't, he's not my heir, so I don't really know too much in everything that's going on. But ever since this black man is being plastered on every social media site, every news, anywhere you can think of, you gonna see Diddy face at least twice on there. It kind of makes me wonder, like, what else is going on behind the scenes? Like, why are y'all blasting this in our face so much harder than you do other news? Is it because, like I said, that we be egging it on, or they want to paint a picture?
Back to what Jess was saying about.
Kid, you on mute.
Yeah, you on mute.
But go ahead, Portia.
I was saying it goes back to what Jess was saying about, and you as well, more real talk, that we're broadcasted more, because I think tonight there's supposed to be a documentary on Nick from the Backstreet Boys, where he did a whole bunch of things to women, a lot of violations, and it's supposed to be a two-part series. So, and I was thinking to myself earlier today, like, a documentary,
right?
In jail, he's not being prosecuted or anything. So there's always something else that we do miss when they have us focused, zoomed in on.
So what I want to, so that I do want to bring a real part of this conversation to the table, right? I think I agree with what y'all are saying. And Jessica, you are 100% right when you said that we got to be more mindful of what we're doing. We forget we are not the winners of this country. We're not. We're only 14% of this country, right? So of course there's going to be more crime by other races than us. There's more Spanish people in America at this point. You know what I'm saying? And they're committing a whole bunch of crimes. We can't take away from that. But then we also got to look at the fact of this. I could ask all of y'all right now, where do y'all want to live? Would you rather live amongst a group of non-productive black folks or a group of non-productive white folks? Both non-productive, but one area looks. Let's even talk about a trailer. I don't know if y'all know about trailer park homes, right? Or live in the projects in Brooklyn. Where would y'all rather live?
I don't know about neither, so I can't.
Okay, y'all never been to Brooklyn. Y'all never been to Brooklyn, but let's take you. Let's just look at Sugar Creek.
Which Brooklyn? Which
I think I've been to Harlem like once or twice.
Well, we're not talking about the new Brooklyn. The new Brooklyn is gentrified, right?
I was about to say, depending on which Brooklyn we're talking about,
Yeah, now the new Brooklyn is gentrified, but let's go to Marcy Projects back in 1995. Let's go to Marcy Projects back in 1985, right? Would you rather live in Marcy Projects than the trailer park? I work in trailer parks out here all the time. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's different. When you live amongst non-productive, and I'm not knocking out people, but we got to call a spade a spade. I got to be real on this channel, right? When you look at what black people do as opposed to when you're amongst other races of people, what they do, we have a serious problem. The crime is there. The crime is there. Yo, I've been in situations where I'm literally working and dudes threaten to shoot me for no reason. I'm working in Brooklyn, minding my business, and this happened.
Yeah.
So I walk around these so-called make America great again folks, and ain't never got threatened to get shot one day. So I get what y'all are saying, but we gotta keep it a bean when we talk about what black people are out here doing.